Crops are paywall to people who have premium. Free-to-play players can't get these resources. Use hundreds of accounts to mass cultivate crops to infinitely pay for premiums and make a profit. Mass produce laborers and even hire players to harvest the crops. Your videos attract many free-to-play players across many countries, bolstering the premium purchase into referral reward into gold into silver, expanding your wealth at an exponential rate. Your channel invents new ways to silver farm and profits even more. Laborers generate 100 times the profits for the time lost. Quickly strangle out other markets so they can't compete. Top 1% now owns 2/3 of all the silver. Bribe round table dorks into rejecting nerfs that would harm profit. Use massive wealth to pay off guilds into handholding. The gameplay loop is now a suggestion. Form our cartel with other spreadsheet sweat lords. Put your wealth and influence together to become completely untouchable. Lay out players' entire playstyles for them, from install to rage quit. They'll work for you one way or another. Keep them occupied with bread and circuses. Reveal the truth of the gameplay loop to keep guilds weak and crippled. Create discord among Reddit and streamers to keep the high IQs out of guilds and the low IQs in them to cripple them further. Ruin the market with members-only videos. Create a meta in which you profit from all forms of gathering, refining, trading, laborers, crafting, and referrals, never losing silver to red or black zones. Hold uncontested rule over all of Albion Online. They all hate you, but it only grows your meta and channel further. Don't hold back, market yourself in other games too. Become completely undefeatable no matter what. So I want to talk about the downfall of Albion Online, and of course they're talking about me in the chat. Oh boy. So, irrelevant, but anyway, let's talk about video games and their drop-off, and how video games die, and why they die, and is Albion dying? Oh my goodness, right? So first off, the first example is I'm going to show you is New World, and I want to show you here, this game came out, I believe, late September-ish, but here it is, September 27th, 2021, 913,000 players. Skip ahead 5 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 months later in February, it's down to 34,000 people. All right. And it only continues to drop. There's updates, you know, expansions. It just drops back down, goes back up every time there's an update or an expansion, drops back down. And right now it's sitting at 4,713 people. And looking at this stats page, people that are actually logged into a server, not sitting on the title screen, only 4,027. And also, I just want to mention that at least 1,300 of these players are bots. But I'm not going to, this is not a New World video, I'm not going to harp about New World. Let's get back to the topic. Also, this Captain Lashed guy here, he says he's mad because he heard that I crashed an in-game funeral. I've never done that. I don't know who spread that around. Like, there's someone, some creator, some streamer somewhere that's like, Swole Benji's bad because he crashed an in-game funeral. No, I didn't. I've never done that. I've wanted to do it, but I've never actually gotten around to doing it. And, you know, someone hold a funeral for somebody, and I'll come gank it. Yay! Anyway. So New World, I mean, not New World, Albion Online had its big update, right? You know, back in April, you know, May, whatever. And we're 2 months in, and we're down to 10,000 players from 27,000. So not looking so good, right? That's a pretty big drop-off. And you'll see here, like, here's the entire livelihood of the game. You'll see that March 2019, this is when it went, like, around free-to-play. Before that, the game could barely hold 1,000 people, only 500 people. Again, this is just Steam. Most people use the native client, so of course the player count is higher. We all know this, but it is still a good indicator, right? So, game goes free to play, goes from 500 people to, like, you know, 13,000, whatever, starts dropping back down 2, 3, 4, 5 months later. 5 months, that's how long, you know, these games tend to last before they, like, the full drop-off happens and you have the remaining loyalists. And then you can see here, here's the Asia server launching. We go from 9,000 people to 24,000. And then, 5 months later, it drops down to 14,000. So you're losing about 10,000 people. We're 27,000 down to 10,000. So that's not good. That's a 17,000 drop off. And this chart here, this is called Google Trends. And what this does, this shows how many people are searching for the game, how many people are talking about the game, interest of this term Albion Online, which I'm searching worldwide 2008 to present, on YouTube searches, not Google searches. The numbers would be different, but it would look like a similar graph if I switch it to like Google search. But here you can see this is when the game launched in, July 2017. It's hard to get my mouse on it, but there it is, July 2017. The peak interest of the game was on launch day. And then, of course, it very quickly dropped off. We have July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 5 months later. The interest drops down to nearly nothing because the game is pay to play right now. It's not free to play. So interest drops way down, and then, it continues just being kind of on the bottom. It's basically a little niche game that hardly anyone plays, because, again, it's just a Kickstarter, Unity game. No one really cares. But it goes free to play, again, around April, May-ish, 2019. Interest jumps up, falls back down, but it doesn't fall all the way down. And then it climbs back up because of updates and the, devs paying attention, blah, blah, blah. And, then you get the big Queens update. Boom, there you go. Interest drops back down. It kind of like stays here, like on this line around interest level of 23 to 24, right? And then, it jumps up because, again, this here was, this was the Asia launch. Drops back down, and then it jumps back up because this is the EU launch. And now it's, dropping back down. So this here is how many times the term Albion Online was searched on YouTube. Over 1 million times, and this competition score, this is just how many YouTubers are making vids. Now, it's not 32 YouTubers, that's just an aggregate score. It's way more than 32. But anyway, the point is that when the game falls back down into the lower, like when it slouches back down 5 months later, this number is usually around 500K to 600K, and it doesn't really get much more than that. So right now, it's double what it normally is for YouTube searches, which is something I pay attention to as a YouTuber, but it also is a great way to see how popular a game is, or how complex a game might be. So if we look at popular games, you can see like Minecraft has 20 million searches, a pretty complex game. There's a lot of YouTubers though, probably the most YouTubers for any game ever. And then if you type Roblox, which is another popular game, not as many searches, but just as many YouTubers because it's very kid friendly. So you get lots and lots of like bonus views there. Also, just to show how irrelevant Albion Online is as a video game, you can see that Minecraft is way, way up here. Of course, it was the most popular game at one point. And then Roblox, currently is kind of neck and neck. A little bit lower than Roblox. You can see here Roblox 20, Minecraft 24, Albion Online 1, less than 1, basically. So that is just how crazy difference it is. And I can pick some games. Now, I've switched it to 30 days. You can see here I've got Helldivers 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Albion Online. And you can see here that Helldivers 2 is more popular than Baldur's Gate 3, but not by too much. Albion Online's a little bit lower than Baldur's Gate 3, but when I throw a big game into the mix, you'll see here, like if we throw Fortnite into the mix, then, well, yeah, you can see that they're all way down here at the bottom, and Fortnite is way at the top. And then finally, another indicator is if a game's successful or not, or will be successful, is the owning company doing well with their stock. You can see here, this is Stillfront, and, at 2021, they're just dropping like crazy. Like, this company used to be worth 106 SEK, whatever that is. And, oh man, it's dropped all the way down. Like, currently, it is, like, what's it sitting at right now? 1125 SEK. So if I put 1125 SEK to US dollar, that is $1.07. Yikes, dude. And then another thing you can also do is research how many views are YouTubers actually getting across the game. So there's ways to search, like, view counts within the week, month, etc., for the game's search term, and see who's getting what views and whatnot. And while views are slightly up because of the server launch, you can, search other games and see that it pales in comparison. As in, if you took your favorite Albion YouTuber and in an alternate reality, they were actually a Fortnite YouTuber, then their views would be like 10 times what they're currently getting, which kind of, shows you why not a lot of YouTubers really adopt this game to play in the first place. But I'm not going to show you all that because that's a whole different rabbit hole to crawl down. Instead, you can just look at the game's world itself. I'm playing slightly before prime time, and you can see here that there's only 74 people, 73 people in Bridgewatch. What? Used to be like 200 to 300 at all hours of the day. Now it's 73. And this is the start of Fame Week. Or it's not a week, it's 3 days. Oh, and the Albion Jannies on Reddit lied. They said that the Fame Rush would stack with the regular daily bonuses. It doesn't. It actually took the entire place of the daily bonus, which sucks because now you can't get a 20% open world mob or static mob or whatever kind of bonus. Yeah, there's 98 people in the bank. There's normally like 300 to 400. So you can just see that the population has dropped down. And if you just look at the English chat, like English chat used to be busting, it used to be moving. Now it's just a bunch of people spamming some language I can't recognize. So like... and they're still doing it, alright? But yeah, it's pretty wild, right? And yeah, if you go to Europe, of course, they've got like 300 to 400 people staying in town. Sure, that's, good for Europe, I guess, but some of us aren't going to just throw away 4 to 5 years of character development and start all over again. And some people are like, well, wait for server transfers. Okay, so most likely SBI in the future will charge for server transfers, real life money. They probably won't offer it for free. I have 100 alt characters. 100 alt characters that all manage 100 different islands. Am I going to pay to transfer all of them? No. I would lose all of my wealth because my wealth is divided among the islands, right? That's just not going to happen. And I'm sure, like, you can't take your silver or gold with you, which, well, then, what am I going to do? Liquidate it? Buy a bunch of gear? There's no gear left on West. If I go to buy 8.4 pieces or anything, no one's selling. I've been trying to buy an 8.4 Blight Staff for months. It's just not on the market, or it's overpriced on the market, and then someone buys it anyway. I'm not going to overpay for something due to scarcity. I'll just craft it myself if I want it that bad, but I don't. It's just, you can see it in the market, the economy, the player base. When you go around open world, like right now I can flag up for Bridgewatch and I can go do faction warfare. There's no more big blobs. There's just no more big blobs at all. It's all small. It's all like small guerrilla warfare. It's never massive blob on blob action here on West anymore. And so you just know that the game is suffering and dying. And this is month 2 out of 5. 3 months from when this video was published. Look at the player counts. Unless SBI announces some really cool wacky update. And I don't mean like some crystal weapons or some stupid guild bull crap that no one cares about. I mean some actual solo player content. Hey, we made solo dungeons give 2 million silver per hour again. Go play them. That probably won't bring the players back. There's got to be something going on, right? And so what kills games? Why do populations decline? Why do games die like New World, and why is Albion dying? Albion's always dying. And then what happens is, Robin Hinkes, he pulls out the little electric machine that you zap dead people with to bring them back to life. I forget what it's, defibrillators. He grabs the Albion Online defibrillators, and he freaking zaps the corpse of the game, and, gives it a small update, or open a new server, right? And after that, it's, it goes back to dying. It's not a healthy game is a game that grows in population. And I wish I could show you some examples of games that grow in population, but there haven't been many lately. Helldivers 2 was one that was growing, and then Sony dropped the ball and screwed everything up, and then they kind of recovered the ball a little bit, but then the Jannies on their Discord started banning people for replying with puke and clown emojis on some artwork, furry artwork, by the way. And that led people to quit, as well as bad game imbalance issues or something. I don't freaking know. But, yeah, I don't have any examples of growing games at the moment, but it does tend to happen. Minecraft grew, old World of Warcraft did grow, and maybe one day Albion might grow, but not with the current trend it is. The only way to save a game from death, you want to know why New World died the death it did? Well, they didn't ban the bots, and they didn't fix exploits or cheaters. They didn't ban actual real trolls that would dox people and cyber stalk them and all sorts of illegal stuff like swatting and stuff. They just left them alone. That game is heavily guild-based, so if a guild controls the whole map, it makes everyone suffer, and then if you want to leave, you have to pay money to transfer out. Now, you didn't always have to pay money. They did offer free ones at first, but that went away. So it became money-grubbing, money-hungry. They stopped developing the game. They stopped updating the game. Bots and cheaters ran rampant. Well, right now, Albion Online's got bots. It's got a lot of radar cheaters. A lot. I'm going to say like 30% of the player base is cheating at this point. It's pretty bad. And, yeah, I don't know if it's going to get better. But, yeah, most of the bots are on Europe now, so whatever. But... oh, man, and you know, the game's stale. Like, for me, I'm a multi-billionaire in this game. I have max specs and a lot of stuff. I have nothing to buy and nothing to play and nothing to do. I log in, and I try to find a reason to play it or make a silly, you know, wacky build for a video, and that's basically it. And if you look at, like, the Twitch streams, it's all, like, automated bullcrap. People auto-running into corners on their mammoths. People running some kind of weird bot giveaway bullshit. People that just do mists over and over and over and over, and that's all they do is mists. Nothing else, nothing changes, nothing differentiates, nothing new or exciting or different or creative even. There's no real creativity, right? You know, what if we could design our own houses in a way with multiple rooms and crazy furniture and, like, stuff? I don't know, man. You know, there's, like... Minecraft is full of creativity. You have other games full of creativity. Albion Online does not have that creative aspect. It relies on the same repetitive bullshit where you just go and kill people and get killed. And that's it. And, you know, if you don't really like that part of the game, if you want to play the Farmville stuff part of the game, you got to pay money or pay a ridiculous amount of silver to, you know, basically farm crops at a loss. Well, now that you're paying for it, why would you want to do it, right? You know, bring the cozy gamers in. Those cozy gamers are always looking for a home. You know, they move on from, what is it, Animal Crossing to Palia to who knows what the hell they're playing. I keep an update on a few channels. You know what they're doing? They're trying to dip in their toes into MMOs. They're playing Final Fantasy XIV and World of Warcraft, and they're not liking what they're seeing either, because those games are just as stale and just as dying as Albion. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you so much. I didn't really come into this video with a plan. Leave a like, I guess, or whatever. And click the video on the right side of your screen, and if you don't, then what's going to happen is cereal is going to go up in price. That's right, it's just going to be more expensive, and if you don't eat cereal, good for you, I guess. But if you do eat cereal, man, you're going to be paying more money than you did before, and you're going to be like, I should have clicked that video. Why didn't I click that video? Now I got to pay $4 for a box of checks. What the hell?